Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from Elizabeth, Indiana, here in the Accu-Stats Arena at the Caesars Southern Indiana Resort Hotel here. It's the Derby City Classic 2022 and all-around Pocket Billiards Championships. Thank you all for coming out here tonight. Well, I believe we had around 457 players in this 9-ball event here, and it all comes down to this. Right here, right now, it's the finals. Without further ado, if you didn't hear his introduction in the semifinals match, what a match it was with the comeback from behind to come here to the finals. Coming to us from Murcia, Spain, it's the two-time 2021 Euro Tour champion, a junior world champion, sponsored by Ecotista, Predator, and DS Billiards. They call him El Ferrari. That's right, vroom vroom, baby. It's Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz. Maybe vroom vroom's a new one. We have fun here, folks. It is serious competition, but tough to put the friendships aside as we go to battle on this table against his opponent from Bonn in Germany, 2017 U.S. Open champion, 2018 World 9-ball champion, sponsored by Predator, Andy Cloth, and Gabriel Tables. It's the killer, Joshua Filler. Gentlemen, please approach the table and lag for first break. This will be a winner's break format 9-ball event. At this time, we're going to send it up to the booth to our A-team commentators for this event, Mr. JJ and Mark Wilson. Take it away, gentlemen.
We have arrived here in the finals at the Derby City Classic, and welcome to a terrific pool matchup. Filler and Sanchez for the title. Mark Wilson and Jeremy Jones are coming to you from high atop the Accu-Stats Arena. Any preliminary thoughts here, Jeremy?
I was interested to see the lag just because of how Ruiz ended the match there in the semifinal. Really started to break the balls well, and I don't think much is going to change here. I would doubt that anyways. Just looking back and reflecting on the week, kind of probably knew it was coming even with the different disciplines, but you got to tip your hats to the Euros this week, right? I mean, Filler with the big foot, Federer, of course, with 2 wins and the all-around, and now 2 Euros in the finals of the 9-ball. So,
yeah,
you know, it's been that way for the Americans at times. It's been that way for the Filipino players. I would say that's about it as far as like a dominating week by one, country or area. That's a continent there with Europe, of course, but still impressive to see because, you're talking about other games that these guys haven't played a lot of. And I really think the trip last year where they stayed like 3 months, right, with all those great tournaments, they really put a lot of time in other places in between tournaments, probably played a lot of banks in one pocket. So,
Wow. You called it. Oh, ugly. 4 balls on the break.
Yeah, and he made 4 in the semifinal one time as well.
He's really hitting the rack, and now he's jacked up over the – all you can do is roll it in.
I don't think he can see it.
Well, that too. Maybe you can't even see it.
Yeah, I don't think he can see it. I mean,
you can roll it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where he can really roll out against the monster that follows him here in this final, that being Josh Filler.
Yeah.
I mean, if he is a little off the 4 a hair, he could move the 4, maybe get the cue ball down table with the 4, making things tough. He can't roll out to an angle, even if he leaves him, on the rail with the cue ball or whatever. I think it's still tough to roll out to a bank. I would maybe the middle of the side rail. I know you might get laid down behind the 9, but I would make that kind of tough. But I don't want to roll out to anything that's somewhat natural on a bank.
How about a roll out to a kick? Just
yeah, where?
Well, just move it a little bit to the an inch or two.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of times, is if you can find that, here's that middle of that side rail I was talking about, which I kind of like, as long as it's not too easy to get behind the 9, and I think he overrolled it a hair.
Which will allow him to bank it at the corner here pretty freely, right?
That or move the cue ball behind the 9, maybe, I don't think he chips the 2 and goes behind the 8. I think that's a little dangerous. He may go for the bank, though. Is he going to swallow it? Yes, it is.
Oh, boy. I didn't think it was.
Well, that's that spin.
We've seen it hang up a lot of times with that type of a hit this week.
Yeah.
Filler off to the races.
I think very similar to Efren right there on that shot on the 2 as far as I watched that man hit the pocket, and I wouldn't say I kept getting out of my chair because I figured and learned otherwise. But, Efren, he hit the pocket real well a lot, but occasionally he was like the best ever at making you think he may have missed one, and it goes in. And there's that shot again where they really stay away from the draw on the slick table.
And Filler connects and now leads the match 1-0 here. Just a minute. I always get a little sentimental here at the end because it's been a long, hard week, but certainly want to say a couple thank yous. Number one, I want to send a shout out to my partner, Danny DiLiberto, from so many years.
Absolutely.
We were thinking of you and love you, Danny, and look forward to having you here again. Naturally, I want to say thanks to Pat Fleming and Accu-Stats. They got the best crew in the world, and it's a pleasure and honor to get to work with them. Diamond Billiards, Simona's Cloth, you, Jeremy Jones.
Yeah, absolutely. And same back at you, Mark. And second every bit of that you mentioned right there. There's the lighter speed. Oh, wow.
Ugly
what a
kiss.
Very ugly.
Ooh.
It looked like it was going to be a good kiss, so it would be a complying break, getting the 8 past the head string, but then the cue ball got kissed. I want to thank the players as well. Of course, we always can't do anything without the fans, but, this is a long 10 days for these guys. And for what I've seen, it's been just a lot of competition and a lot of high spirits.
And what a great performance, and we saw great levels of sportsmanship, the culture.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's a new sport here.
No friction at all this week that I saw, and friction, we see it in every sport. That's not something to label somebody by. When you're competing, there's a lot of energy and things happen sometimes. But it's been a pretty clean week. All right.
Sanchez, I think, had something in mind, but I'm not sure.
Well, he wanted to just crawl underneath the 4 a hair, like a little bit less than where he's at now. Now he's got to draw into that position instead of using the rail mark. So he just overran a hair here. He wants to get the angle on the 4 in the corner to draw back short side on the 5. So maybe 10 inches with the cue ball, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Now he's perfect.
Yeah, but, we always want to use that rail to come into that line, right?
Yeah.
When pressure's on, it's just a little more comfortable way to shoot it. Just like here going to the rail. He could have really pinched it probably without the rail. I'd bet these guys have played some 15 or 20 times at least, maybe more. There's probably definitely some, competition.
Some real history.
Well, competitive history, You could tell from the opening these guys get along well, respect each other, that's for sure. And at times, not to take anything away from the Americans, that's my blood right there. But, when you get around the Euros as a whole, especially this era, which I didn't, there wasn't as many before, but it seems like when one of them wins, they all feel like they kind of did it together in a sense, battling with each other so many years and building each other's games.
Maybe a little more community, you mean?
Yeah, just, that's what I sense, you know what I mean? Just being around them, and they're genuinely happy for, the people from that side of the pond, their own guys.
And nice run out there by Ruiz. 1-1 is our score. 1 race to 9 to see who takes home the title.
Yeah.
And all those Mosconi Cup points, right?
Yeah, absolutely. These events are big. And the Mosconi Cup is, of course, always on everyone's mind, and that's what's mentioned the most. But don't forget that's going to lead into other things for these players beyond the Mosconi Cup. Matchroom and they run some smaller fielded events as well. They're trying to look towards the future in the multi-table events, but these points here will be getting you into like the Whirlpool Masters, maybe the Premier League. What else we got? The World Cup of Pool, right?
Right.
I mean,
oh, there's a calendar of about 12
Yeah.
events I looked at.
yeah, before the pandemic, the World Cup of Pool was going to really jump in prize money going to Saudi Arabia, it looked like anyways.
Got some spin on that one. Didn't quite get the ball action we saw him get, but look at this. Great
Yeah.
result.
He's not backing off at all, and I tell you what that does sometimes. That really gives you that adrenaline that gets you over the finish line, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. He's not backing off. He's going all for it. These guys kind of take it to the table rather than let the table dictate what they have to do. They make the table comply.
Yeah, and I don't think I threaten. I mean, you can easily chip the 2 in and come 2 rails to the other, head spot. So I go past the 5 if there's any doubt at all. And really, to be honest with you, holding and drawing between the 5-6 should be easy, of course. This ball's going to spread, and this was what my worry was. Okay, but this is just about as touchy as chipping the 2
Right.
in and running 2 rails, right? Yeah.
I thought he could have even gone behind the 6
You're
and
right.
got out there. You had
Yeah.
a big area, and that way your cue ball is always going for the 3.
Yeah, and you're never getting snookered on the 2. That was a little close to the 5. So, and that's why you see him taking more time here. He's got to draw this ball out. He can't overdraw it because of the 6.
If he can get to the center of the table, that would be great.
Oh, yeah, he can get there. Oh, he played it there, so he's going to come 2 rails. Now, I guess you got to go beyond the 5 here, right? You don't want to go 2 rails to land between the 5-6. It only makes sense to play this position if you're going to stay aggressive and get a little closer to the 4. Oh, watch out. Watch out.
Big trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, he was trying to get beyond it, but did you notice instead of just using spin, he kind of stunned off of the ball a little bit? And, a little preference there, I guess.
Well, I think the spin expands that angle coming in so it doesn't get so flat. When you just use stun that comes across straighter,
Yeah.
the spin opens up the angle near, you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and I think you're putting a little more pressure that you're more exact with the swing whenever you're stunning. Whenever you roll into it with a thicker hit, with a little spin, you hit the line a little easier, I think. Now, that's just personal opinion. There's pros and cons to both ways to shoot it is the problem, right,
Look at
Mark?
this result. Yeah, well, there's a right way that has a slightly higher yield. I'm not saying our way is right. I'm just saying, but anyway.
Well, I mean, it goes with what you're matched up with, how you like to hit the balls well,
And I think it was all due to the fact that he really didn't get the right position from the 2.
And I think Filler's on the fence here, going offensive. I really do.
That turned out pretty darn good from the way it was looking.
Oh, he's going to edge this. Watch how light the 4 moves. Oh, he caught it thick, so he's going to need some help here, and he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He wasn't trying to move the 4, but probably half that distance because he was trying to get to the back rail. You saw where he pointed prior to the shot, in the middle of the back rail.
I'm kind of glad to see that, though, because I had it like that a lot of times. I feel a little better about it now. It is hard.
You got a few pesos on Ruiz? I was going to ask you. So.
No,
I'm joking.
He always makes it look so effortless, and then I think about when I try it.
Yeah. Well, what happens is when you're close, you should feel confident you can execute that shot, and that's what it was. That he wasn't too far away from the 4, so guys will usually take on that shot. And this is another one, most would draw for this ball, and you probably should, but you can hit it with a high and a tip of left, and you're not going to hit the 9 ever. Like that. Ooh, a little bit heavy on the spin. Pretty good.
And then that ball goes in for a 2-1 lead. Sanchez-Ruiz. It's been an absolutely delightful week here. New friends, old acquaintances, lots of great pool. So I think back over all the matches that we got to see and the comebacks and the great shots and good decisions.
All right, yeah, it's probably be a little bigger next year, to be honest with you. I think with the world hopefully getting a little even more back to normal next year. But what a great turnout.
Something's going on out there. I don't know what it is because we're obstructed.
Ed's talking to someone about something, cleaning the cue ball. He's got a nice smile on his face, so I'm sure it was good.
Yeah, great.
Checking the straightness of the rack. Now really unloading, so it's a pretty heavy, like not much cut on the one. Wow, he likes that connection, doesn't he? Look at the balls he's pouring in here now. It's almost like, looks like unlucky if he doesn't get an offensive shot. The 6 covered up the pocket. Maybe the 8 did too. He's got to cut the 2 a hair to really just kind of stick him, huh?
Yeah, I think he's just pinned it to the 4. And what Jeremy's saying, cut it a hair, partly because
But
you
stay
want the
real
2.
full though. Don't try to really cut it. Stay super full. Yeah, nice shot. So a mild kick across the table here. You can use the 6. Maybe you tie the 2 and 6 up. Maybe you glance off the 2 and get behind the 6. It lays pretty nice.
Light speed.
Yeah.
Just bump the 2 ball up to the rail and let the cue ball filter to the other side of the 6 or vice versa.
Yeah, both sides of the 2 are pretty decent. Oh, wow, I can't believe he went firm. And
then to not hit it with firm was really egregious.
Yeah, and I think even firm, he's supposed to hit that. But normally you do lose a little bit of accuracy on your kick when you go a little firm. When you're not coming up underneath the ball that's just like impossible to miss. That was missable.
Well, I feel like he just was so confident he was going to hit it, and I was too.
Yeah, me too.
Heavy or light, whatever speed he chose, I thought he could hit that.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to hit it both ways, that's for sure. I don't think it
those things do happen, though.
All right, he could play for the corner and really not have to work the ball hardly at all anymore. We'll see. Okay, I didn't realize he had that much angle, Mark. I thought he was a lot straighter. He's perfect now. And doing exactly what he needs here. All right, so he's got to kind of like roll this or kind of stun it. Okay, he could roll it. And I'll tell you, that kick shot may have been something about trying to get lucky and take this breakaway from Ruiz right here. Because Fielder recognizes what's going on with this break shot. He knows he doesn't have to get these kicks he's getting. Kind of feel like if he keeps breaking like this, he's going to end up with offense here in a moment.
3-1 is our score line.
Yeah, and there's our National Billiard Academy rack track. Filler with the first. Ruiz with 3 in a row. And it hasn't been just breaking runs. He's had to kind of like, finagle some wins and some situations away from Filler. We talked about even so young, so many nice wins and big wins. Once I kind of feel like he's one of those guys when he gets to the finals, that being Josh, that very hard to beat, but Ruiz in full control. He starts kind of fast at first with these, and then he'll kind of calm them down a little bit. Yeah, right there a little bit.
Got a little spin on there, took away a little of the impact.
It didn't sound quite as nice, right?
Yeah.
Also, this is kind of what Filler's looking for. Maybe why he kicks sometimes aggressively, right? Trying to get a game on, a ball down, a game won, and get to break the balls and apply some pressure.
Time to go to work here for Filler. Does not want this score to slip to 4-1.
Yeah, look how nice that touch was to hold pretty full right here, not falling on the rail, because he's going to have to draw this back, Mark.
Pretty shot coming.
Perfect speed, too. Not really flirting with the 5 at all.
Boy, that was a nice hit.
Yeah, real calm. All right, the lefty has no problem. He might stay a little more with a little more angle here rather than come out and get flat. Depends. He does this a lot inside that ball. A little more often than others. So some would draw up the side rail there, especially being lefty, right, and be able to cut the 5 in easily and then run a couple rails for the 6 because the 6 is pretty handy. Had to play a little bit of a dig shot there on the 5, trying to slow the cue ball down. Oh, he killed that. That was interesting. I thought he could run off that, Mark.
Checked it up with inside.
Yeah, he got a little flat here. So he's
super long bridge. Look at that. Yeah. Super straight stroke, too, by the way.
Yes, sir.
And great job there, Josh Fuller. 3-2 is our score. He's definitely been going to school on Ruiz's break here.
Yeah.
So
you know, I haven't really seen him use it, though. Now, he toned it up on the 10 ball a couple times. And it seemed like for the Bigfoot, he changed the speeds up a little bit anyways. But I don't know. If you haven't really hit the hard one all week, what are you going to do here, Mark? You know, the way Ruiz is playing, along with Filler, of course, any big mistake on the break is such a momentum swing as well.
Yeah.
It may cost you 3 or 4 games. Yeah, way less speed. Great connection, though. And he's going to be open on the 2. Making 3 balls on the break. Okay, he should command this speed. He's about the best in the world at this, taking a little bit of a cut and really not worrying too much about it. It's usually really good, the speed.
no side spin whatsoever on that, or if any, maybe a little bit of check side spin.
I think it was. Oh, he miscued. You could hear it.
Look at this.
What's the speed on the 3? It's going to give up a shot. So,
oh boy,
tricky shot. We'll see what he does here. I'm interested to see if he just kind of thins this to the pocket and kind of creeps the cue ball past the 9. He's full enough he could draw between the 6, 9, 1 rail out. I think he'll just take the passive side of things. Yeah, but this is what I was afraid of. If you get into it, it could go a little long. Dig on the cue ball here, Mark?
yeah.
Trying to kill it? Or do
Yeah,
you,
you're close enough range. I think you can command that half a 8-iron type of a hit. So
I find the key to these is, again, don't let up on it too much. You know, they get into the ball a little bit. It seems like it holds its line a lot better. It seems like to me Ruiz, and I could be way off with this, but it seems like to me when he comes to the table to win a game after a mistake by his opponent, he's a little slower, like, you know, a little more thorough, and then once he runs out, he gets a rack, runs a rack, breaks the balls, picks up the speed a little bit.
that's an interesting observation that once you say it, I can kind of feel it too.
Yeah,
so.
So almost like making sure Josh knows about that mistake
Right.
a little bit, you know.
Yeah, you want to punish them for sure so they get a chance to think about their error.
Right.
Maybe give them a chance to second guess something later on.
Yeah, and it's like the error right behind the error sometimes when you get quick. You know, you get a little quick. You know, there's some errors in the air, if you can understand that. So just making sure.
It's like a psychological battle.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, maybe we could get another look at that miscue. That would be interesting because Didn't. Oh yeah, he did have to get down pretty low.
Yeah,
Let's watch
he was
this tip coming forward.
Straight low, just slid a little bit off of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the shaft definitely jumped.
You could see a little bounce in the hit.
And it didn't seem that low. It wasn't like, if you touch the cloth before you hit the cue ball, you'll miss cue. But that one, it was almost like maybe it's a laminated tip and some of the glue got exposed.
Yeah.
Or the chalk wasn't on there.
I've been toying around with some things on the miscue, just as far as like if your elbow drops early and the cue levels out a little bit, it's kind of like deflection. If you hit the right side of the ball, right, with a level cue, that's when it deflects the most, right? Because you put more cue mass into the ball, right, with a level cue. So now I've found when players tend to drop the elbow a hair early, like say they get just a little quick descending, the cue kind of levels out, and sometimes it can put a little pressure on a certain part of the cue ball. And I don't know, it seems like it may cause some miscues. Now this is a fun shot. I love the pull. He should be able to pull this across one rail. He's got a great stroke. I think the 3 goes by the 8, correct?
Yes. Well, I
It's
believe
tight.
so. I believe so.
It's almost a little funnier dying the ball, in my opinion, behind the 8 than it is just letting your stroke out and draw across. Now, is he going to follow this into the 8? You would doubt. See, and this is kind of why, because the cue ball wants to kind of fall on you a little bit.
That got weird.
Yeah. Missable ball, let's say that.
Now you got to deal with the side pocket, so you're going to have to stun. You're going to have to power up a little bit. Yeah, right there where he's put this tip.
Yeah, but I hate to see him play a bit of a two-way here, trying to hold behind the 7. I'd rather see him let his stroke out some if he can, Like, even if he had to go ahead, Mark.
That's how he generally plays it, too. He does not play the cute two-way. He goes all out, so he might have been pointing on the rail where he's going to come out and go either into
the 7
or past and play the 4 back in the side.
I think into the 7 is a pretty smart play, especially if the shot lays that way. Oh, he's going to the high ball.
So he's leveling out.
That's into the 7 also. He might make them both. Looks sweet. Looks sweet. Center cut.
Hit. Yeah. Center cut. There it was.
Yeah, it may have been the longest he's been down on a ball yet in this probably semifinal and final.
Boy, he's playing good.
Yeah, he's a confident player anyways. And just imagine if he, builds a little more confidence on top of that. So, and super talented. Got a little thin from nowhere. He's a righty that will be stretched. He's about close to 6 foot tall, though, so 5'11" maybe. He likes the spin shots, though, him and David both. They don't mind putting a little side spin on the ball.
Got most of the way back in line. Going to need to go 2 cushions here.
Yeah, the way they're playing, the only thing I could see is an overcut here. I don't expect him to chunk it or hit it heavy. On the 10-foot, we saw a few overcuts. Oh, this isn't bad at all. Yeah, nice shot.
Yeah, he handled the speed quite well. I didn't know how thin it was. I thought maybe
that last camera angle over here really, really showed that it was a playable shot. Now, don't get me wrong, he made it look even better. Oh, inside. Wow, he's feeling good. That wasn't necessary, it didn't look like.
Yeah, Gin.
Yeah.
5-2 is our score. As he just passes the halfway mark to where he's heading.
Yeah, kind of. Just like that, I felt like the rack, even though there was some situations he had to deal with that first 2 ball, but after he got the 2 down and the 3 down, just kind of got going through the rack. And putting a little bit of filler on filler at the moment,
Right.
Playing,
9:57.
Yeah, good position, making some shots.
44 balls down, 2 errors.
Yeah, and really, if you can look back from 6-2 or 3 down against Roland in the semifinal, I mean, what have we seen as far as errors from there from Ruiz? Really just very limited.
I think it's just these 2 errors.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he made any errors.
Yeah, he broke and ran out or played 2 really nice safeties to end that match is what he did. So I really think he can get a lot of offense out of this break here.
Got some spin.
Oh, he needs another ball. The
gonna
5's got to
stretch.
go. I
Did
don't
the
think
5 not reach?
Yeah.
I don't think it did. Or
No,
did
it did not,
Okay.
unless it's right on it, and I don't think so. So we're going to see filler. And he's not passing this, whatever he's got to do. I mean, no matter what is necessary, he's not passing this.
He's not looking to play safe either.
No, it's touchy getting up
No,
behind
I
the
know.
3.
Kind of joking.
All right, what do you do? Low inside, go 2 rails at the back of the 4? Or is the 3 cuttable? Oh, wow. All right, watch out 4-9.
I think the 3 does go in the side from there.
Yeah, the
But now the
4-9.
4-9 got lodged up there weird.
Yeah, the kiss shot doesn't look doable.
The worst part with the kiss shot is when you miss it, the 9 hangs.
Yeah, because you got to hit it at a light
Yeah.
speed. Yeah.
That's the worst part of it.
Maybe it does go with a lot of left spin. We should know it pretty easily when he gets down on the ball. Yeah, he's just playing safe. He wanted to cut off that rail. I don't know if he did. So coming from that rail there, what's possible? Just to bump the 4 to the back of the 6 and just, if you happen to get lucky with a snooker, that's fine. But just add a lot of right spin and softly go into the 4. Try and, live another day here with another kick shot.
He's looking at making it.
Yeesh.
I know. And, here's one of the things. You can beat the corner scratch, but sometimes that side pocket scratch comes back in here.
By the 8, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, and he means if he cuts it in.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like to me you can really gauge the soft kick hitting it fat.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't go for
Wow.
No, he did go to make
Excuse me.
it.
How's the speed, by the way? And he hit it light, so he wouldn't scratch in that corner, kind of deflect off the 4, you know what I mean? Just in case he hits the 4 thick and doesn't make it. So all cylinders here for Ruiz. Oh, this is going to be a pretty one. And
Yes, it is.
I think he's straight enough to hold his line to get to the good side of the 6. We'll see. He did an open bridge from distance earlier. I think this will be the closed bridge, though.
Big swing required.
All right, we'll see how clean he stays. Oh, sweet.
Striped it right down the middle of the fairway. That's what happened.
Yeah, and this has gotten a little funny. He's just got to, I think he's got to maybe take some distance on the 7 going between the 8-9 with the cue ball here, Mark. Like get to the head string since the 8's over the side, right? It looks like the line gets between the 8 and 9. You just got to go a little further with the cue ball to me.
Yeah, that's the easiest play.
Yeah,
right
just
there.
keep on going with the cue ball. No reason to get thin.
And that's not even bad. He's on the head string here.
Yeah, that's
Not
great. That's great. And it's even better when you're designing it. Hey, that's how I wanted it as well.
Man, what a run out from filler safety, though.
Yeah.
Couple big shots.
And like I said last game, kind of feel like he's putting a little filler on Josh here. Josh comes with those kick shots like that as well.
Most impressive. Yeah. I'd like to get another look at that kick shot. How about you, Jeremy?
Absolutely.
Here it is, soft speed. When he hit it this speed, I thought
Watch
he
the
was playing.
throw.
I thought he was
Oh,
trying to
man.
play safe when I saw
Me
that
too.
speed.
Me too. And just like one pocket, the best safe is 8 and out.
And then really the draw shot was worthy of a replay too. That was really beautiful.
Yeah, and it was real clean too, not overhit at all, and got just 100% out of the cue ball.
Fun to watch these guys play like this.
He made a nice rail first against Roland. I don't know if you remember. It wasn't that severe, but it was another tough one. So might want to pick his brain at what he's doing to kind of measure those.
The rack track revealed 3 in a row for Ruiz, lost 2, and then 3 in a row more for Ruiz. 6-2 is our score.
Yeah, and he's won some big tournaments. I don't know if there would be any bigger as of to date than the Derby City Classic, especially with such a great field. Do you know of any? I know he's won some Euro Tours, and don't get me wrong, those fields are awesome. Don't think they carry the name of the Derby City Classic.
No, no.
All right. It seems like when he gets the
My
one down,
goodness.
it's all good.
Got covered. Again, he made 3
Yeah.
balls, though, Jeremy.
Yeah, and he's got to not, get slowed down by this. He's won some games battling with filler, so obviously it'll be up table. Can't ever roll out behind the 9. Yeah, he's really getting the balls to jump out of the rack. Look at the 6 and 7 here, just pow in the lower corner, the one in the side.
Fighting to get into the pocket.
Yeah, he's got to roll out up table. The problem here is, can you roll out to, if you put him on the rail, can you roll out to thin the 2 or not? So if you have to play a thick shot on the 2 here, Mark, you might not want to be on the rail with the cue ball. He may have to give up a little bit of space on the cue ball here. Because if you're,
I think there's like 0 chance Filler's not shooting from here.
I don't know.
No, even at a safety, I'm saying.
Yeah, but, he can't afford to cut this much hitting it full with that corner pocket looming, right? So thinning this is super tough.
Well, he is giving it back.
I think it is a give-up situation. I think if he gives him a little the bottom of the cue ball, I think Josh takes it for sure. But where are you going on the safety here? You have to hit this with speed so you can get deflected to the side rail with the cue ball. If you baby this, he hit it with speed, trying to come 2 up on it. You may have made it. Get out of here. But that was still difficult, you know what I mean, to command both balls, Mark?
Yes, absolutely. That was difficult. Anytime you're moving both balls.
And you're 8
triples the
feet away,
difficulty.
7 feet away.
Yeah.
Well, he could have got a little more out of this. So Josh is having to work a lot harder on this shot than I expected.
Maybe you can just come across the table and play the 4.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's genius there, Mark. I don't know if Filler saw that. And now he's a little light here, so he's going to have to make another really good shot.
Wow. I'm really surprised he went clear back there.
I don't think he saw the gap you were talking about. I didn't either at first, and I think that was a pretty smart play. Uh-huh.
He kind of moved on that shot. I don't know if we have that up, but, boy, I haven't seen him do that most of the week, but it is late hours. We're tired, and now there's super pressure.
Yeah, and Ruiz is piling up that pressure. It's not just the moment. It's a little bit of what the Spaniard's putting to Filler right now, right?
Absolutely.
He is human. Okay, he can get between the 5-8. Okay, if he goes that route, he really wants to hit this ball full to carry the cue ball through the 4 to the end rail and hoping the 4 gets back out, maybe to the center of the table, Mark, something like that. Oh, he hit it thin. Maybe he was trying to make it again. Almost fluked the 9.
Yeah, that might have been part of the equation, too.
Absolutely. Got super funny. So just like you mentioned in an earlier match, when things are going against you, you've made a couple little mistakes. Normally to get back on the board, you got to fight through some tough ones, right?
Right.
All right, the 8's going to move maybe.
Oh, nicely played. Mrs. Filler quite pleased with that shot as she's banging on the table.
Oh, he went twice. I was surprised there. Pretty thick hit on the 8. He didn't really need twice.
Seems like he's struggling with his position play here in this match, and that's not usual for Filler.
Well, I think he's upset that the lead he surrendered off of a few shots, and then Ruiz piled it on with some amazing shots.
Yeah.
So you can see by that, TPA of 788. That's not Filler winning or losing usually.
We haven't seen him in the 700s all week.
Yeah. And it's only 6-3 in a winter break format. We'll see if he gets that same connection on the rack that he's hoping for with a little bit lighter break, of course. I think the same break location, though, as Ruiz. That may have something to do with these guys being really successful as a whole from that side. All right.
3 balls
Yeah,
down.
it complied easily. He's going to get a funny shot on the 1, but the 2 is open. Ooh.
Yeah, this isn't a fun bank to play because your cue ball's heading into all the traffic here.
No, he may just dig on the ball and swing the ball underneath the 4 and back around and just go ahead and go for the bank. You know, like with a low left English.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead and cue it. I mean, if I hate
That's
to
what
make this bank with high and get snookered. Yeah, see where he's cueing?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and swing underneath. Just like that. Oh, he caught the 5, though. He was trying to go around him. All right, cue ball's going to be underneath that orange ball here in a moment.
Yeah, he can ill afford to go for a bank here.
No shape. All right, leaked it out a little bit, and the rail first master's right behind him. I think he can get at this. He may have to swerve it a hair, but I think he gets at this 2 ball. Now getting on the 5, if it's a shot he really needs to carry the side spin on the ball, Mark, he can't hit it light. And light is what he needs to really get the proper position on the 4. But first things first, you got to pocket the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, oh, he did hold it light. What a super shot
He's
that
really
was.
shown some tremendous billiards savvy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not just the pocketing. We know he's a great shot maker, but he's showing some handling of the cue ball in fine situations here beyond what we were maybe previously fully aware of.
Yeah, and the facial expression to me has changed just a hair for Ruiz. Just really kind of playing by himself out there to an extent, doing everything he wants to do. Just got to command the speed here. You know, I'm not sure why he played that much angle with the 6 going in the side so easily as well. Even if you want to come up for the corner, you don't want to have too many problems.
Now, he got a little heavy into the 5 ball, but that was helped take some of the pace out of the cue ball because he had a fairly narrow window to really get good on the 6, and that's just what he's landed on. It's good on the 6.
Yeah, and that's similar to what we talked about earlier as far as using a heavier hit and a little spin to hit your line rather than kind of trying to draw or stun off the ball. Usually your touch really goes through the roof. Like, it's really good.
He's really feeling it. I can just tell.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
got
feeling it for him.
all that momentum.
And the break shot. I mean, I think it's the break that's really got this adrenaline-ish kind of, you know, power kind of pull.
Yeah, I think you summed it up. He started off hitting that break so good that he started to feel in control.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm dangerous at any moment, right?
Yeah.
Let me just get that ball down, the game down, and get to breaking the balls.
Aggression wins in so many ways, and I think it's this right here. It starts with his break shot. Well, 7-3, quality break and run there.
And he's made 3. 2 incredible, one really incredible rail first shot that will be seen on the internet for some time or whenever it gets out there and if he goes on to win this match or not. But he's like you said, showed some other shots, and not just the rail first makes, but a bunch of other kick shots that were super nice.
Some really nice position plays.
Yeah, here's
even
our
that rack.
9-ball rack track from National Billiard Academy. You can see it's almost been at a 3-to-1 clip here for Ruiz, but now.
But this is really the only way you can slow down Feller is if you just absolutely barrage him. You can't get up there and gunfight with him.
Yeah, you have to take advantage of the winter break, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this race to 9, Ruiz is just a mild underdog in this one-set situation. He's such a great player. But, yeah, that's one of the ways you win these matches. You take it away from one of the best in the world is take advantage of what you're doing well, and he is breaking them.
Wow. Balls are really cooperating from his good break.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of inspecting some things, but man, what a nice clearance, right?
He wants to make sure he gets position here.
Yeah. And if you just hit to the bottom side of the 2, you cannot not get position. You know, you don't want to hit it super thin, but just don't baby it too much. He played to the top, which is as long as you play to one side or the other, right? It's really hard. If you play it full, like a natural perfect cut into the pocket, the one may lay on the bottom rail. But now he's perfect. Now, do you draw into the heavy here, Mark? Because you're kind of flirting if you want to try and get an angle on the 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I draw at it here to try and get heavy. Yeah, like that.
It looks like he might have to just draw straight back. He'd certainly settled for where the cue ball's at now.
Yeah, and he's relying on his draw. We saw an incredible one.
Yeah.
Just a few moments ago.
Good speed control on that draw.
Really nice. Talk about a lot. Just trust kind of coasting into position, right?
Yeah, now this is going to require a little doing here.
Yeah, maybe a heavy stun, 2 rails. That way he's coming right at it. He did that in the last match in a situation where he had a choice. Or he might just follow 1 rail, it looks like.
Oh, he's playing good. Speed control just dialed in.
Yeah, and he's just really committed to everything he's doing as well. Just like there, not backing off 1 inch. I mean, a lot of guys might have scooted the cue ball up underneath to play the 7, you know, kind of where he's standing right there in the corner. And that's self-included, but he's just good letting it out.
Break and run there to put himself on the hill.
Man, I tell you, he's in a great spot now, of course, but he wants to not back off. Made this mistake before. Oh, don't scratch at your last break.
Yeah.
Heck with that.
Yeah.
Stick to doing what you're doing. And it's been a while since I've seen what I think is a semifinal. Here's the TPAs. Sanchez-Ruiz score 8-3. Look at the balls pocketed. And, of course, the error is cut in half, but a 9.58. And, you know, maybe not Filler's best so far, but it's been a lot of that guy that's racking the balls.
It has. Really, Filler got hurt ever since he miscued.
Yeah, right.
I just don't recall.
He missed a kick shot that may have turned some things around.
Yeah.
Pretty routine
Yeah.
kick on across the table, 1 rail off the side rail. But what I was going to say before the TPA came up is, you know, I've seen a lot of these semifinals and finals back to back, you know, but I don't know if I've ever seen a semifinal, or at least the feeling I get, influence the final so much. Like Ruiz with that comeback, you know, Filler may blame Roland in the end for getting on top of that
Yeah.
7 ball right there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because ever since then, he's just compiled a lot of great shots, and it seems like just probably wants to play a set if he goes on to win this after this match is
Yeah,
over with.
exactly. He's breaking so well ever since then.
Yeah, he changed it too. I don't know if you remember, about halfway through the match against Roland, he went to a much harder, heavier cut on the 1 and really started raining balls in. All right, 1 down.
Non-complying break.
Non-complying, but, you know, look, he's got a position to where Filler's not going to take on an offensive shot. So little things, right?
Yeah,
Filler's still got to
right.
work.
Right. I mean, Filler might not even want to shoot this.
Yeah, you're right about that. Now, there is a comfort of, like, you know, kind of clipping this ball. I know it sounds crazy. Can he get the full – oh, is he going that side of the ball? Going towards the 7 with the cue ball? That's the shot I saw. Clip this and try and go with the 7, use the 3. He didn't get there, but –
No. I mean, if he can bank this in, he may go here, because playing safe is no certainty you're getting a better shot than this anyway.
Well, the good thing is I'd like to see him level out and bank it in. If he jacks up, it's a super hard hit.
Mm-hmm.
And run through the 8 with the cue ball. You can make the 3, you can make the 7, you can do something there with the 3-7. I think if he elevates, he's really asking a lot on making the bank.
Get the bank down is top priority.
Yeah, he could fluke it twice, though. Oh, he's going to get a roll, it looks like. Yes, I think he is.
Wow. I think he did too.
And Josh looks a little deflated. And I just say a little bit because he knows he's still in it. gets to break the balls. And he was just, half inch off the rail with the cue ball, and I just thought it was a tough way to bank the 2. Good effort, though. Oh, great shot there. How's the speed?
Yeah. Economy of travel there.
Yeah.
Did the simplest thing, but it worked out fantastic.
If he can't get at that ball, the 4 is and the 5 is kind of right in the way.
That's a tough hit anyway.
Yes, it is. That's why he's going back to see if he can get at it straight on. Now, if he can get at it straight on.
Oh, he's trying to go between the 3 and the 9 to see if he could spin it in, swerve it in.
I thought, that's a great camera view right there. I don't think he can put any side spin if he can get through there. I think he might deflect into the 3 doing that. Wow, what a hit. I was going to say go at the 6 with the cue ball maybe.
Oh, boy.
What a shot.
How's it working out?
Well, I think he hit it exactly how he wanted. Rudolph.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just saying the balls are just, everything's laying up nice, working out.
2 behind the 4, cue ball behind the 9 maybe. We'll see. Oh, he's going the other way. Little light. 2's going to catch the 5. And I'll tell you, Ruiz is one big shot away from having a good chance to win this tournament.
Yeah, taking down a major event.
Yeah, and this one's not going anywhere, this Derby City Classic. So, yeah, a lot of big moments here for Ruiz. A lot of things on the line. And he's no second guess at all.
Kicks his foot up like, yes, I'm getting this.
Yeah, he's just kind of checking to make sure everything's okay. The 5 has 2 corners. And that's some concern because, you want to get that right angle to come across easily, but yeah, he's good now. Okay, just a hair below center here. You don't need much. 2 reasons. It keeps the cue ball from really getting away from you when you come across the table. And you have no chance to get into the 8 somehow. Oh, I didn't expect that, Mark. I expected him to come across with the 5 going by the 6 pretty easily. Just going to have to make one good shot here because the 7's over the side. He can afford a little thin on the 6. I did think he was coming across, though.
Good shot. Yeah, good shot. He just billiarded the 6 lightly, knowing that there's a great likelihood he comes out of it okay.
Yeah, and that was to avoid adding a probably extreme side spin, trying to hit that ball thick and wrap 2 corners. So 8 goes in the side, so plenty of options. He can get a hair thin on the 7 and just track easily 2 rails around the 9 for the little chip shot on the 8. All right, he's going to get full, so maybe he draws, maybe he stuns. Could follow even, cheat the pocket a little bit on the 7. Yeah, the 8's pretty easy on the side, right, Mark?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, anything. It's kind of like a dog in his bone. He's not going to be denied here.
Yeah.
Good luck getting this away from him.
And Filler might make him shoot the 9, but it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't. He's kept up with Ruiz as well. He knows this is big for his career.
Wow.
He usually doesn't slow roll them 9 balls.
No, he doesn't.
I think this will be the same. Nice little pop.
Match ball on its way in the quality win. Filler respectfully applauding his opponent. He knows.
Yeah, he doesn't lose much in the finals, and hats off to him for what a week with the Bigfoot Challenge and now a final in the 9 ball. But got to give it to Sanchez-Ruiz, right?
Yeah, David Alcady is a good partner over there, hugging him. Great result. And it really, Josh Filler, hats off to him. He began the week winning the Bigfoot. Here he is in the 457-player 9-ball tournament, taking second. And it was not that he played poorly. It was that Ruiz took that match.
Yeah,
951.
He got a lot of steam Roland in the semifinal against Roland Garcia, another great tournament by Roland, by the way. And he just really never let up. That's why I really probably watched that lag a little more concerned and wondering what's going to happen with this lag than I did all week.
Right. Yeah. It's been a total honor and pleasure to work with you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
And I want to thank all the fans that hang in there with us till late hours, many, many nights. This has been an Accu-Stats presentation, the worldwide leader in billiards programming. That's our time for this time. Until next time, so long.